Fish people, what's up? Hey, I want to say thank you to everyone in advance for following, subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. Thank you so very, very, very much. I've been getting a lot of requests, a lot of questions been asked about my gear, my setup, how I, what line, weight, rigs do I use, hook sizes and stuff like that, especially on Facebook. So I figured it'd be a good time to take a minute and show y'all my setup. Hey, I don't use the tackle box anymore. I used to tote the big thing in my hand, but I started putting everything in small trays and put it in my backpack. I carry it. It's a whole lot easier, and I can hook my lights on the side of my backpack. I can hook my rod holders on the side of my backpack, and I can take off. All I got in my hand is rods in one, bait bucket in the other, my backpack on my back, and I'm gone in the woods. So, hey, let's turn this camera around and show y'all what I got. All right, y'all. So here we go. These little trays here. You buy these things at Walmart. They're on a couple dollars. See here what we got. Okay, now this box here and this box here. I only take one or the other. I never take both. This box here is what I use for lakes, ponds, reservoirs. Any type of body of water like that. I've got these 3 ounces in there right now because I didn't have no 3-ounce bank weights and I didn't have no 3-ounce egg weights. It's only 3 ounces I had at the house on the last trip I took, so that's what I took with me because I was fishing Kerr Lake. These are my bank weights. I use these, like I said, pond, lakes, reservoirs, things like that. Mostly for ponds, I use my smaller egg sinkers. I did stop and give me some 3-ounce egg sinkers, but I usually use these for reservoirs and small ponds, some lakes, and I use these on all, I'm trying to sink heavy baits, these 3-ounce eggs. I primarily use just bank weights though when it comes to lake water, reservoir water. I've got everything from quarter sizes, all the way up to, I don't know what this is. Let me see here. That's a half ounce. So, all the way up to 1s, 2s, 3s, 4 ounces. And like I said, these 3s right here, hey, I had to use what I had. And by all means, it doesn't matter. I mean, weights are specifically designed for the body of waters that you are fishing. You wouldn't want to use, if you didn't have to, if you had other weights. I mean, if this is all you have, this is all you got. Sling it, But, these are flat, no rolls. These are for river. They're made, for the river to keep your bait solid. I mean, keep it flat on the ground. And these are, also river plate weights. They're designed to lay your bait on the bottom. I mean, to, keep your bait stationary where it's supposed to, not move around, compared to where you're fishing with this in the river. It's going to roll. It's, don't know where it's going. So, it helps keep you, these in the river help keep you from getting tangled up. These in the lakes where your weight's not moving, your line's not moving, you don't got the current, this will keep it where it needs to be. But if all you've got to use are these and you want to go to fish in the river, hey, go. You go. Don't let it stop you because you don't got the right weight. You're going to still catch fish. You just might catch a lot more tangle up and lose more rigs. That's why it's important to, choose the weights that you're using in whatever body of water you're using, because it's just going to help you keep from losing your rig, and it'll keep your bait the way you want it. And there are other baits, you've got a lot of baits, there are other weights that you've got, for drifting and things like that, but I don't do any of that, so we won't get into all that. And I'll take my peg floats and throw them over here in another box. My bells. I think I bought this spool of line last year. This is what I use for my leader line. Like $1.50 at Walmart. I bought it sometime last year. This stuff lasts forever. This is all I use for leader line. Unless I catch another kind of brand on sale, that right there is it. I've never had a problem out of my leader line ever. Never have I had a problem out of my leading line. Knock on wood, it might happen the next time I go fishing, but that right there, $1.50 Walmart. I'll pre-make up some rigs. Let me see if I got some here. There's one. I'll pre-make up some rigs. I'll go ahead and put my put my hook, snare it, go ahead and run it to my swivel, and I drop it in these little hook bags. So I've got them on the bank, and I'll take me some extra hooks just in case, you know, if I don't have what I've got made up here, or if I run out of what I've got pre-made. You know, that's why I keep this line in here and a few extra hooks and swivels. You know, and I use sinker slides on my bank weights and, you know, my river plate weights. You know, I use these type of sinker slides right here. See, and my swivels, you know, I keep my swivels. I got 2 different sizes of swivels, y'all. I don't know the sizes. I know I need to mention. Oh, you know what? I've got a pack right here. Oh, never been opened. Right here is a pack of swivels I use. Size 5s, that's one size, and I think I go, yeah, that's the smallest that I use, and then, so I don't know how it goes, size up or down. I'll use, that's a small size, and then I'll use a heavy duty size. There's a weight, I can't read all that, I don't, yeah, it's too small writing, but there, you can flip the pack over, and it'll tell you on the back, the weight capacity, strength capacity, or tensile, whatever they call it for it. I use a variation of Bead Stops. These are just in these packs, y'all. I just, because they're good little Ziploc packs. I use different variations of beads. These are small ones. These are like a, I guess, a medium size. These are also same medium size. And like I said, this is not, I just put them in these packs because they're good little heavy, they're very heavy duty Ziploc baggies, so that's why these beads are in there. These brands I buy at a bait and tackle shop. I use the those are all the plastic beads. These are some that I have started using by Mad Cat. There's the price, y'all. These are the silicone beads. So now the difference is, these will help, the silicone will help protect your knot even more, because even though this is plastic, you know, and it helps protect your knot from your weight sliding down on your main line, beating against that knot, you know, on your swivel, that's going to give you a weak spot on your line right there, and it'll cause it to break. So guys, you need to put you a bead stop on there, so in between your weight and your swivel, to help keep that from happening. And if all you have is the plastic ones, it's fine. They're going to work. They're going to work fine and perfect and dandy. But over a course of time, the weight beating against the plastic beating against the line, it'll weaken it also. It's not supposed to be able to weaken it with this silicone. So if you can find these are better. They usually don't cost much more. It's like I got this big bag right here. I got this at Bobcats when I went down to Kerr. You know, it's $6, and this thing, I've used quite a few out of it. I mean, this thing was filled, so I don't know exactly how many come in it. It probably had a piece of paper in it somewhere. I didn't throw it away. So, you know, I just use different variations of colors, orange, pinks, yellows. To me, I feel like, I don't guess it would absolutely matter in no kind of way the color you use. I don't know. I've never been able to tell a difference. Last year, I used nothing but these red ones. All year long, red plastic beads. That's all I used. I didn't use any other color, medium size. I caught fish all year long. I caught small fish. I caught big fish. I caught, you know, all 3 species. And this, I don't guess it matters. This year, I've used a variation of color, and I've picked up, you know, right where I left off. You know, I've caught a variation of fish, different sizes. So I don't guess color matters. If it does, somebody can DM it to me and let me know. These are the rattlers that I use. I watched a YouTube video on a guy, can't exactly remember the name, but he bought some rattlers and took a Sharpie marker and colored. So I've actually done the same thing. I took a Sharpie, colored in an orange one that I had just to see how it worked or how it looked, and right here it is. I've put it on a rattle rig here. Like I said, that is a 50-pound mono leader line on my swivel. That's one of the bigger swivels, y'all, so that's the heavier duty swivel. And I buy whatever I can get, Eagle Claw, whatever I can buy. It's on a peg float. And what I do is I'll run my peg through most of the time. If I don't have a slit in my peg, I'll go ahead and run it through. You can't really see it that well. There it goes. I'll run it through that plastic, which is the same as that, and I've just got it pushed down in there. And then I will leave this one not through the hole in that plastic, so I can adjust my peg if I need to. I tried to make this one pretty. I've done all black. So, and this was an old Whisker Seeker peg float I had that was all messed up, so I just broke it down, and hey, it works fine. I've caught a few fish off of it. But this is one. This is a bolt. This is actually a black one I found. It was on a bank. It was just laying there. I picked it up. I said, man, shoot, that's a rattler. And that's one that I painted. So, I mean, hey, y'all tell me. I don't know price differences and color difference. I don't know if any of that matters, but I just went all black with it. And I caught a couple of blues. So this, when I went on my last trip off of this exact rattler right here, the one that's in my hand, I caught a couple of blues. Actually, one of them was a 20-pounder, and I was using cut carp. This is a 10-aught hook. Oh, if I don't get my daggone hand hooked in it. That's a 10-aught circle. I think I got the pack right here. I do. It's a 10-aught circle. And I got these also at Bullseye. No, excuse me, Bobcats. I got these at Bobcat Bait and Tackle, along with the Mad Cat beads. I can't remember what I said. I got them at Bobcat Bait and Tackle also, down at Kerr Lake. So this is some hooks that I used this past weekend. And like I said, I caught a couple blues off of this precise one, and that's that brand hook and everything. Let me see what else we got going on here. I've made up some different variations. Have not tried this one out yet, but it's another one I made with different colors. I used a yellow peg float, and I put a silicone bead on it right there just because I thought it looked good. You know, so there's that, and whoop, I dropped it. There's a 10-aught on that also. I use a variation of, I start, depending on what I'm fishing for, between 4-aught all the way up to 10-aught. I don't go any lower than 4s. I don't go any higher than 10s. If I'm fishing for smaller fish, using very smaller baits, channel cats, things like that, I'll use my 4-aught hooks. You know, and just depending on what size of fish I'm trying to catch and what body of water I'm fishing in will determine the size hook that I use. If I'm chasing larger fish, I'm going to use larger hooks, bigger piece of bait. And the reason being is, if I'm using a big piece, if I'm trying to present a big piece of bait, I can't put my big piece of bait on a little hook. It's just not going to happen. Your hook's going to be buried and you're going to miss your hit. So you got to have that big piece of bait sitting on a big hook so that it is exposed. That tip is exposed and not going to get caught up. So this right here, I can chunk a big piece of bait on this right here, and there's plenty of hook hanging out. So that fish, when he goes to chomp down on that bait, that hook is in him. It's in him. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have no question on it. So that's a quick setup, y'all. And like I said, I put this all in my backpack here. It was my cousin's backpack. He was in the Army. Oh, that was handed down to me. Hats off to John. He served in several wars in Afghanistan. 101st Airborne. So there you go, y'all. There's a setup in my box. I'll get this all straightened back up where I done strode it all out and laid it all out. But like I said, it doesn't matter what type of tackle you're using. As long as you're getting to the water, you're catching some fish. You have to design and tweak and do things that help you, that will get you catching fish. You can take everything everybody says. You can try it all. At the end of the day, you're going to have to tweak it. You're probably going to have to tweak it because you're not fishing the exact same. You're not standing in their footprints, fishing for the same fish that they're fishing for. You know, so you have to tweak your gear and your setups surrounded around what you want to fish for. You just have to remember, use your weights for the certain bodies that you're fishing. You know, you want to use those specific weights for those bodies of water, and use the size hooks that are common, you know, that you're trying to catch. The fish that you're trying to catch, use the size hook on the type of fish that you're trying to catch. Me, I throw a variation of everything out there. You know, I'll throw all sizes of hooks out there, big baits, little baits, and I throw rattlers out there. I'll throw Santee rigs out there. I throw Carolina rigs out there. I throw Kentucky rigs out there until I catch a fish and it starts pulling fish in. I don't know what's going to catch it, so I'll throw it all out there. I put it all out there to them. Hey, let me turn this back around. Hey, I hope this helped y'all in some kind of way. You know, you don't know unless you don't ask. So, and no question. You know, there is no dumb question. In my book, there is no dumb question, because if you don't know the answer to it, I got to cut off there. So if I don't, I'm not going to even go back and edit. I just know I was talking about, hey, there ain't no dumb question. If you don't know the answer to it, ask it. Somebody going to tell you, and then you'll know. So there is no dumb question. It's all knowledge. It's all learning. Doesn't matter who tells it to you, teaches it to you. You know, it's all learning and knowledge. Hey, let's get all this together, all this cleaned up. Get this video out there for y'all to check out. Hey, thank you to everyone again for your likes, your shares, your comments, you know, your feedback. Thank you all so much. Hats off to every one of y'all. God bless. Untitled.